I led tours in the Soviet Union. Here's what I saw. What would your life be like if the government decided where you worked, where you lived, and what you earned? Many younger Americans today weren't alive during the Cold War. I'd like to share what I personally experienced while leading American tour groups through the Soviet Union, China, and other communist countries. This isn't a political speech, and it isn't meant to criticize the wonderful people I met. It's simply my firsthand observations from that period of history and the conversations I had with local people. Others may have had different experiences, but these are mine. As an experienced tour director, I knew that countries always wanted foreign visitors to see their very best. That's true all over the world. Imagine arriving at what was considered one of the finest hotels in the Soviet Union, yet the lobby was dark and dated. The furniture looked worn from years of use. Our rooms felt cold and uninviting. Mold in the bathroom wasn't unusual. The towels were rough, and the toilet paper was thin and coarse. Air conditioning was almost unheard of. There were no colorful flower beds or welcoming surroundings. I remember standing there thinking, if this is what they're proud to show foreign visitors, what is everyday life really like? There was a great deal we could see for ourselves. Long lines outside stores, and even for just an ice cream cone. Grocery shelves with very little on them. Crowded buses carrying ordinary citizens, while black government cars were parked outside the major hotels. Neighborhoods where buildings looked tired and neglected. Streets that often felt gray, with very little landscaping, or the kind of care we take for granted in many communities. The hospitals also left a lasting impression on me. Everything seemed old and poorly maintained. The walls, the floors, the beds, the medical equipment. Some hospital beds didn't even have sheets unless a family member brought them. As I looked around, I quietly hoped no one in my tour group would need medical care while we were there. Many of the most meaningful things I learned were never said in front of the group. When the opportunity arose and our national guide wasn't present, some of our local guides would quietly share pieces of their own lives with me. They weren't speaking to the group, they were speaking to me. They talked about how tough it was raising a family, the difficulty of shopping for even basic necessities, deciding whether to buy bread or makeup, and what everyday life was really like under a system where personal choices were often very limited. Those conversations gave me a glimpse into a world most tourists never had the opportunity to see. They have stayed with me to this day. Then our tours would cross into Helsinki, Finland. It felt as though we had returned to the world we knew. The streets were bright and clean, beautiful shops, private cars everywhere, restaurants filled with people, clean and modern hotels, soft towels and toilet paper, air conditioning. The contrast was impossible to miss. But the most meaningful things I learned couldn't be seen from a tour bus. Every time I returned home, I found myself thinking the same thing. By accident of birth, I was born in the United States. I didn't earn that privilege. I was simply born here. After seeing how millions of people lived under a very different system, I've never stopped being grateful. This is only the beginning. In future videos, I'll share what I learned from those local guides, what we saw in hospitals and grocery stores, what it was like flying across the country, and the remarkable people I met along the way. I hope you'll join me.